we move south to Washington, they have to pursue us, and then we can fight on ground of our choosing.
But the enemy is here. We did not want the fight, but the fight is here. How can I ask this army to retreat in the face of what they have done this day?
Not retreat, sir. Redeploy.
Our guns will move them off that hill, or you will push them off. But if Meade is there tomorrow, I cannot move this army away. No, sir, I will attack him.
General, if Meade is up there tomorrow, it is because he wants us to attack him. We push back 2 corps, but there are 5 more coming.
As I make this video, the Canadian truckers have occupied Ottawa for some time. Looking at the different takes on Telegram among those much smarter than I am reminded of the exchange depicted in the film Gettysburg. I think the Canadian truckers will be a learning point in how to hit the elites, or rather, where. When it comes to action against the elites, should we fight them where they are, or where we are? At some point, the elites are there because they want us to attack them. On the one hand, it is tempting to fight them where they are. We can mass in front of their castle as we besiege it, and draw comfort from being able to see the size of our combined army. Plus, they cannot just ignore us if we go to them, or can they? The problem comes with collateral damage. If we imagine society as a set of pillars with us at the bottom and the elites at the top, and regime loyalists in the middle, we can attack the base of the pillar. Toppling the pillar threatens the elites on top of it and the loyalists along it, but it threatens to topple on top of our allies at the bottom alongside us. The truckers cannot hurt the elites without also hurting the ordinary people, and the elites can turn them on the truckers and secure their own position. We besiege their castle, but they have more provisions inside the walls than we have in our camp. We could end up hurting ourselves. On the other hand, we fight them where we are. They must send patrols out to find us. We make them fight Vietnam and deprive them of the decisive battle to end the war. Rather than fighting against 10,000 truckers, the elites must fight one trucker 10,000 times, never knowing if they really got all of them. The elites will not be able to point to a faction or a group to blame for the collateral damage. Only one army will appear to be on the field, the elites, so the public will turn on them more easily than on the phantom trucker army. It is a long war of attrition rather than of movement, but these are the kinds of wars that powerful armies tend to lose against weaker armies. Look at Afghanistan. We are definitely the weaker army for now. The problem with fighting where we are is that we are all over the place. There is a lack of a visible presence. Each trucker will have to fight on his own, trusting that others are fighting too, but he cannot see them. He is not reassured that he is not alone, and maybe if his courage fails him, he can duck out and nobody will notice. When the army is arrayed on the field, no man wants to be the first to run, and that alone is enough to keep him in the fight. When the army is dispersed, what is to stop it from disbanding completely? I think that it is more effective to make the elite fight us where we are, despite the risk of us not actually fighting. It could be too much effort to fight 10,000 small battles compared to one big one. This is possibly what happened regarding COVID vaccines in some cases. There were threats to sack healthcare workers if they did not vaccinate, but that was dropped in the face of so many not vaccinating. I believe that this occurred in California and possibly in Britain too. It was easy to ignore anti-mandate marches, but not easy to go after each unvaxxed worker. As for the truckers, they tried hitting the elites where they are, and it could fail. They can still retreat to where they were, and make the elites come after them. They can melt back into the bush, having done their Tet offensive. If they retreat, then they will look as though they lost, and they might feel as if they lost. They might be too demoralized to fight the elites anywhere at all. On the other hand, they might be on the brink of victory, and to retreat now will be to snatch defeat. The Canadian truckers will be a case study for us and the elites to study in future, no matter how it ends. We are slowly building up case studies. Trump was one. Can we simply put one of ours at the top of a pillar? Brexit was another. Can we force the elites at the top of the pillar to respond to what we at the bottom want? Patriotic alternative is another. Can we build our own pillars? America First is another. Can you infiltrate the pillar and replace the loyalists along it? Diversity is our strength in this regard. We do not know what will work, so we must try different things, even if only to find out what does not work. Before D-Day there was Dieppe. Whether the Canadian truckers are experiencing D-Day or Dieppe, it is a valuable experience. Even if we get our D-Day early, we will still have a bocage, an Arnhem, a Hurtgen forest, an Ardennes, and so on. The war is not won or lost in Ottawa, but the war will be won based on what we learn.